Robinson, one of the most skilled boxers to ever lace up the gloves, inducted into...
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner from Omaha, Nebraska, here is an acclaimed 3-division champion of the world.
Well, I hope you brought your sunscreen. You're going to need it as we have our main event underneath the bright sunny sky.
All right. If you know...
The time has finally arrived. These two men have been jawing at each other for months. The talking is finally over. Now it's time to fight. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. One punch could change everything in this battle. And he scores with the counter. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. You can't throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You're gonna get knocked out. And of course, we fight outside today, Johnny, and that's going to put a little extra strain on both of these fighters' conditioning.
In such heat, the cornermen need to be able to do their job. Think about what they're doing. One to cool you down, one to ice you back, one to give you instructions in your head, and one to just calm you to tell you what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. Because that's the most important thing. Forget about the heat.
Hold on a second, Johnny. Did you see that? Crawford is dazed. But Crawford just got knocked down. Let's see that again.
Where did that come from? What a shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
They're back on their feet, but how long will they stay there?
Somebody can smell blood here. They can smell blood. They've got to be smart. Get in there. Then boom, back in the same spot again. It happened once. You got away with it. You can do it again.
So we enter the final 10 seconds here in a pretty dominant display. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Let's see how the game plan changes after... On to the second round. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
What a knockdown. 1 minute. You need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Output. Thought there might be more action here. That left hook missed. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
Counterpuncher is my favorite kind of fighter. A good counterpuncher, they're the people that make the history of our sport.
You have to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
The straight right just misses. Hands to block that counter shot. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, it's no secret. There's the bell for round 3. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you do.
I gotta stop you here, Johnny, as we pick up the heat. Terrence Crawford just got rocked. It appears that the moment of trouble has passed, at least for now.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
They've got to use their jab better in this fight. Which one of these athletes is going to say, I can't take it anymore? Can they figure out the combination to this save?
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
One punch could change anything when these two step in the ring. Threw the uppercut, but did not score. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. What would you tell this guy? He's got to do something. There's the bell to start round 4. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Middleweight always gives us a class. If you've got 2 class middleweight fighters, you're in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
His stamina is off the charts. A very competitive round here so far.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Just missing with the right uppercut. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Good counter punch. No rest for the weary. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. On to the 5th we go. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
We both know who the bigger power puncher is. There's a significant power difference. How would you handle that?
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Well done with that counter shot. His stamina is off the charts. You'd like to see more jabs. How about that time counter shot? Swing and a miss with the hook. There's a counter shot. A perfect counter shot. Nice counter shot. That jab doesn't find a home. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Robinson in that last round. There's the bell to start round 6. How much do they have left in the tank after that last round?
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Endurance is becoming a factor. You can see this fighter having a hard time getting out of the way of the punches, and they're not throwing as many on their own.
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the flyweight is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history book.
Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
The only fear you have with this fighter is, has he punched himself out? A lot of effort being exerted here. And it's lights out. That will do it. What a knockout win. And as we watch it again, that punch took the wind out of him and the will. So time to go celebrate.